Hello friends, welcome to the Navodaya Academy. Friends, this is our Navodaya Academy and it is for GPSC, RTO, class 2 and 3. Dear friends, we have already started our one subject of our mechanical engineering, which is thermodynamics, and I have already uploaded 2 videos of it. So friends, if you want to understand this lecture better, then you must have to start from our first video. You must have to see these 2 video, then you have to come here for our this third lecture. So friends, in our earlier lecture we have studied about types of system. We have studied there is types of properties, point function, path function, thermodynamic equilibrium, and many more basic terms of our thermodynamics. Dear friends, now we will study about our 2 types of function. How much, friends? There is 2 types of function. Friends, first is point function and the second one is path function. So friends, what is point function? These functions are depends on initial and final state of system. For example, friends, if we are taking pressure and volume diagram here, then friends, this is state 1. It has pressure P1, volume V1, temperature T1. And friends, this is state 2. Then it has pressure P2, volume V2 and temperature T2. Friends, this state 1 has pressure P1, volume V1 and temperature T1. It has fixed properties. So friends, this pressure, volume, temperature all are fixed at particular state, and these are depends on initial and final state. Friends, our system is moving from this state 1 to state 2 by our path of change of state A, friends. So these functions pressure, volume and temperature depends on this initial state 1 and final state 2. Friends, particular state have particular properties, so we can say that our pressure, volume and temperature is point function. Now friends, what is path function? We can say that are those function which depends on path followed by system. Let's understand it, friends. This is our pressure and volume diagram. This is state 1, pressure P1, volume V1 and temperature T1. This is state 2, has pressure P2, volume V2 and temperature T2. Dear friends, our system is moving from state 1 to state 2 by path of change of state. This is A. By this path, our system is moving from state 1 to 2, and there is another one path, friends, our system taking to move from 1 to 2 is this path, friends. This is path B. Dear friends, area under pressure and volume diagram is called as work done by that system. So friends, for our path of change of state of A, this area under PV diagram on volume axis is work done for this our system going from state 1 to 2 through path A. So friends, this is our work done from 1 to 2 by area A. And friends, our system is also following path B to go from 1 to 2. So area under this, which is denoted by our black marker, is work done by our system from 1 to 2 by path B. Friends, here you find that area our cover by process A is greater than our area covered by our process B. So friends, work done under this area is the value of our area is work done from 1 to 2. So work done from 1 to 2 is greater than work done from 1 to 2 in case of B. So we can say that by A there is more work is done, and in case of B there is less work is done. So we can say that on the basis of path followed by system our work depends. So we can say that work done is path function because it depends on path followed by system. In similar manner, friends, this is pressure, this is temperature and entropy diagram. This is our state 1 has pressure P1, volume V1, temperature T1. State 2 has pressure P2, volume V2 and temperature T2. Dear friends, now we are moving from state 1 to 2 by process A. And friends, we are also taking path B for moving from 1 to 2. Now friends, area under TS diagram gives heat transfer. We will understand this in our next lessons, friends. dq is equal to TdS, friends. So friends, area under this our TS diagram on the entropy axis gives us heat transfer. So friends, in case of our process A there is more area, so more heat transfer. And friends, in case of our process B there is less area as compared to our A, so there is less heat transfer in case of B. So friends, from this we can say that heat transfer is also our path function. Now friends, what is the example of point function? Dear friends, all thermodynamic property, pressure, volume, temperature, entropy, enthalpy, everything is point function. Everything is depends on initial and final state of system. So friends, all thermodynamic properties are our point function. Dear friends, our point function is generally written as, friends, if we are writing dp and we want to integrate this, then from 1 to 2, and it is written as p2 minus p1. dt, friends, if we want to integrate it, then it can written as t2 minus t1. So it is called as exact differentiation or perfect differentiation, because it is exactly or perfectly differentiate. But friends, our path functions such like our work transfer, we want to integrate it, then it cannot write as W2 minus W1 because it depends on the path. It does not depend on the final state, which is W2 and W1. So we can write is at W1 to 2. Similarly friends, our heat transfer dq from 1 to 2 does not write as q2 minus q1. This is wrong method friends. We can write as q1 to 2. So friends, this is called as imperfect or inexact differentiation, because it is not properly differentiated or integrated, so it is called as imperfect or inexact differentiation. Now friends, we will learn about integrating factor. What is integrating factor friends? It is used to convert our inexact or imperfect differentiation into perfect or our proper or exact differentiation. By multiplying this, our inexact differentiation get converted into exact differentiation, or we can say that our path function get converted into point function. So friends, now it is about integrating factor. Integrating factor. First of all, we will define it. It is used to convert inexact differentiation into exact differentiation. Dear friends, now we will see that how it will converted. We know that our change in work or work transfer is equals to PdV. We have learned all in our closed system work, and we have find this equation. So friends, we can say that here dW is inexact differentiations. Work transfer and heat transfer are inexact differentiation, but friends, our dV is exact differentiation. Friends, if we will multiply our dW with 1 upon P, then it become equals to dV, and our dV is exact differentiations friends. So this is also become exact differentiation. Friends, our inexact differentiation get converted into exact differentiation by multiplication of 1 upon P, and this 1 upon P is called as integrating factor. In this way, our integrating factor is convert inexact differentiation into exact differentiation. Friends, again we can understand this by another formula. dq is equal to TdS friends. As we know that dq, transfer of heat, is inexact differentiation. If, and this our ds is exact differentiation friends. Now friends, we will multiply our dq with 1 upon T, then it equals to ds, and ds is exact differentiation friends. So friends, it is equal to dq into T 1 upon T, so it is also become exact. So friends, our dq is multiplied with 1 upon T and get converted into exact differentiation. So friends, this multiple is called as our integrating factor. So friends, this is all about our integrating factor, and we have already seen the difference between point function and path function. Now friends, I have skipped one topics, which is two types of property. I will tell you now which two types of property exist. Dear friends, there are two types of properties. One is intensive property, friend, and another one is extensive property. Dear friends, what is intensive property? Are those which depends, or we can say that which is independent of mass of system, or friends we can say that the value of property for our system and for our individual molecule is same. Our system and our individual molecule have same property, then we can say that property are intensive property. Dear friends, what is extensive properties? These are those which depend on the mass, depends on mass, or we can say that property of system is summation of properties of all individual molecules. Properties of all individual molecule gives the properties of our system, then it is says that extensive properties. Now friends, what is the example of intensive property? We can say that we will take our system here. It has pressure P1, temperature and volume, friends. Now what we are doing here, we are making it in two half. So friends, this is one half and this is another half. If friends this half have similar property to our this parent, then that properties are intensive, and the property which is divided into half, then it is called as extensive property. Dear friends, here pressure and temperature, here pressure and temperature is similar to our parents or parent system. So friends, pressure and temperature is our intensive property. But my dear friends, volume get converted into half by making our system in two part. So friends, our volume is extensive properties. This is the example of our extensive property, and this is the our intensive property. Dear friends, here density is also intensive property. Density of this small part, friends, small part, and density of this whole system is same. So friends, we can say that our density is intensive property. Now friends, all energies we can take at kinetic energy, which is equal to half mv square, friends, which depend on the mass. Potential energy mgh, friends, depend on the mass. E is equal to mc square, depends on the mass. So all energies are depend on the mass, so it is says that this is our extensive property. Now friends, if we use term specific in front of our extensive property, then it get converted into intensive property, or specific extensive properties are intensive property. Specific extensive property is equal to intensive property. Specific extensive property means friends, extensive property per unit mass. It get divided by mass, so it become independent of the mass and it get converted into intensive property. So friends, if we taking specific volume, specific energy, then this is volume upon mass, energy upon mass, and it is independent of mass, so it is intensive properties. Now friends, we have completed these two types of property. Dear friends, now we will move to our next concept, which is about, friends, we will learn here now we will start our thermodynamics laws, friends. We will start from zeroth law of thermodynamics. So friends, our zeroth law of Dear friends, what is zeroth law of thermodynamics? It says that if our system A and B are in thermodynamic equilibrium with our system C, then our A and B are also in thermal equilibrium with each other. A and B are in thermal equilibrium with C, then A and B are also in thermal equilibrium with each other. Dear friends, as I already tell that what is thermal equilibrium, it means temperature is same. So friends, if our system A has 50 degree Celsius temperature and our B has 50 degree Celsius temperature, our A and C are in thermal equilibrium. It means our C has also 50 degree Celsius, our B and C have also 50 degree Celsius. So we can say that our system A and B also have 50 degree Celsius, and there is no temperature difference between this, and we can say that it is both are in thermal equilibrium, and this is the our zeroth law of thermodynamics. Now friends, we will define temperature scale. Temperature scale. Friends, this formula Celsius upon 5 equals to K minus 273 upon 5 is equal to K minus this formula is used, friends, conversion of temperature, friends, F minus 32 upon 9 by this formula, friends, we can convert our Celsius into Kelvin, and our Celsius get converted into Fahrenheit, or Kelvin get converted into Fahrenheit in Celsius. Friends, first of all, we will take our temperature is equal to 25 degree Celsius. Then how we can convert it into Kelvin, friends? So our C equals to, friends, 25 degree Celsius 25 upon 5, K minus 273 upon 5 friends. This is get cancelled and K equals to 298 Kelvin. If our temperature is equal to 25 degrees Celsius friends, then how we can use this in conversion of Fahrenheit? We know that Celsius upon 5 is equal to F minus 32 upon 9. So friends, Celsius is equal to 25 degrees Celsius here by 5 equals to F minus 32 upon 9. Here it is become 5. 5 into 9 is equal to F minus 32. 45 plus 32 equals to F, and it become 77 Fahrenheit. So by using this formula, we can convert our Celsius into Kelvin, and also we can convert it into Fahrenheit. This is our temperature scale friends. This is formula used for conversion of temperature. Now friends, we will move to our first law of thermodynamics. It is very important friends. Questions are asked from here, and many times are question asked. So friends, it is about first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics. Dear friends, before starting first law of thermodynamics, I will introduce you one new property which is called as internal energy. What is internal energy friends? It is energy required to create system. Energy required to create system. Or friends, if any system is already exist, then we can say that energy stored in system, if any system is already exist, we can say that energy stored in already exist system or energy required to create system is internal energy. Friends, our Joule's experiment suggests that internal energy, which is represented by U, is function of temperature friends. It says that internal energy is depends on only temperature. It means if any system have higher temperature, then its internal energy is also high, and if any system have lower temperature, then its internal energy is also low. So our internal energy is the function of temperature as per Joule's experiment. Dear friends, now we will define some properties of internal energy. Dear friends, it is about properties of internal energy. Dear friends, internal energy is energy. So all energies are extensive properties which depend on the mass of the system. It is property, so friends, it is point function, and it is point function, so it is exact differentiation. These three are the properties of our internal energy. And friends, specific internal energy is intensive property. So these are the properties of our internal energy. Now friends, we will move to our first law of thermodynamics, and by the concept of internal energy we can understand our first law of thermodynamics very easily. So friends, now I will tell you the first law of thermodynamics. Dear friends, our first law of thermodynamics basically is conservation of energy. It generally states that based on the principle of conservation of energy, it can state that energy is neither created nor destroyed. It can get converted from one form to another. This is the our energy always remain conserved. So friends, basically this is the our principle of conservation of energy. And friends, further this principle of conservation of energy referred as first law of thermodynamics. So friends, this is the first law of thermodynamics. Now friends, we will define our first law of thermodynamics for cycle. This is our cycle friends, and for cycle we will define our first law of thermodynamics. In cycle friends, initial state and final state are identical. This is pressure and volume diagram friends. This is our cycle. It has internal energy at initial I and final state is same, so internal energy at final is UF. So friends, our first law of thermodynamics for cycle says that net heat transfer to our cycle is equal to net work done by cycle, or says that cyclic integral of our net heat transfer is equals to cyclic integral of our net work transfer. It says that net heat transfer to cycle must be equal to net work transfer from cycle. This is our first law of thermodynamics for our cycle. Or friends, we can say that here our heat is used in conversion of change in internal energy minus U2 plus, and says that work done from 1 to 2. Friends, heat transfer in case of 1 to 2 friends is change in internal energy plus work done. It is our friends thermodynamics first law for process. We will just define friends it. And friends, we are moving from 1 to 2, and friends if we are moving from 2 to 1, then friends it become U2 minus U1 plus W 2 to 1. So friends, if we are adding this all, then it become Q1 to 2 plus dQ2 to 1 friends is equal to W1 to 2 plus W2 to 1. Friends, if we are moving from 1 to 2 then 2 to 1 again, then this is our net heat supply. It become equals to net work supply. This is our first law of thermodynamics for cycle. Now friends, we will define our first law of thermodynamics for process. Friends, it is first law of thermodynamics for process. It is says that our transfer of heat in case of process get converted into change in internal energy and to do work. It means friends, if we are supplying heat from 1 to 2 in any process, then it is used to change its internal energy from U1 to U2 and is used for to do some work. So energy is get used in change in internal energy. Our heat is used to convert or change the internal energy of system, and some heat is used in to do work. So friends, this is our first law of thermodynamics for process. Now friends, we will define our this, we can write it as Q1 to 2 friends is equal to change in our internal energy plus work done friends. Or friends, we can write as Q is equal to du plus here our PdV. We have already derived W is equal to PdV friends in our closed system work. Friends, if we are taking our volume is equal to constant volume, then friends we have find that Q is equal to du, and friends we already know that Q is equal to mc dt. Here volume is constant, so we can take Cv. We are taking mass as 1 kg friends, so Q is equal to Cv dt, and friends which become equals to du. So friends, du is equals to Cv dt friends. Now we are integrating from 1 to 2 or process 1 to 2 friends. It become u friends from u2 minus u1 is equals to Cv is constant friends, and it become T2 Cvt2 minus Cvt1. So friends, from here we can say that u equals to Cvt. It is the function of only temperature. Here Cv is constant, so our internal energy is the function of temperature. This is the derivation by which we can understand our internal energy is the function of temperature friends, and we have taken that our first law for process and for cycle. Now friends, we will take different type of process, and we will find our work done for that process and heat transfer for that process. So friends, now work done by constant volume process. friends here process. So our first law of thermodynamics for process says that dq is equal to du plus dw, or we can say that our total heat is used to change the internal energy of system and to do some work. So friends, we can write it as dq is equal to du plus pdv. Dear friends, here what happened? Our volume is constant, friends. So dq is equal to du, and this becomes 0, friends. So friends, from here we can say that our work done in case of constant volume process is 0. Now friends, dq is equal to du, and friends, we know that du is equal to cv dt in case of constant volume. We have already derived this du is equal to cv dt. So friends, in case of our constant volume process, heat transfer is q1 to 2 is equal to, friends, cv t2 minus t1, and our work transfer from 1 to 2 is equal to 0, because here pdv and change in volume is 0, so work transfer is also 0. Or friends, if we will plot the pressure and volume diagram for this our constant volume process, then we will find a single line. And friends, I already says that area under this curve, pressure volume curve, gives us work. But what happened, friend? Here curve is straight line and area under this straight line is 0. So friends, we can understand this by our PV diagram that work done here is 0, but there is transfer of heat, which is q1 to 2 is equal to cv t2 minus t1. So friends, we can say that in case of constant volume process, or friends, our constant volume process is also says that it is isochoric process. Friends, in isochoric process, volume, change in volume is equal to 0. And friends, we can say that in case of isochoric process, our heat is used to only change the internal energy, or change in internal energy in case of isochoric process is equals to heat transfer. So friends, this is all about work done by constant volume process. Now friends, we will take work done by constant pressure process or isobaric process. We will define work done and also transfer of heat in case of our constant pressure process. So friends, this is our work done by constant pressure process. Dear friends, again we will apply our first law of thermodynamics. dq is equal to du plus dw. Here our pressure is constant, friends, so we can write as cv dt, friends, plus p dv. So friends, what happened here? dq is equal to cv dt. Friends, we know that pv is equal to mrt, friends. Here mass is 1 kg, so pv equals to rt, friends, or pdv is equal to rdt. So we can write as, in case of pdv is equal to R dt. So friends, dq is equal to, here dt become constant, so Cv plus R, and here dt. Now friends, again we know that Cp minus Cv equals to R. Here Cp is our specific heat at constant pressure, and Cv is equal to specific heat at constant volume, and R is characteristic constant or gas characteristic constant. So friends, Cp minus Cv equals to R. So friends, we can write as Cp equals to Cv plus R. So here Cv plus R become Cp and it become dt. So friends, here transfer of heat from 1 to 2 equals to Cp T2 minus T1. This is the equation for transfer of heat for our constant pressure process. Now friends, what is the our PV diagram for this pressure and volume? Here our state 1. So friends, here what happened? Pressure remains constant, and friends, as I already says that our pressure, volume, area gives work done. So friends, here state 1 and we are moving from 1 to 2 here. So pressure is constant, so area under this give us work done for this process. So friends, here pressure is constant, so friends area is become pressure, here volume is V1 and here V2. So pressure V2 minus V1. So work done from 1 to 2 is equal to pressure in bracket V2 minus V1. It can get from this PV diagram. So friends, here work done is equals to, done from 1 to 2 is equal to P, which is constant, V2 minus V1, and our heat transfer is equal to Q1 to 2 is equal to Cp T2 minus T1. Now friends, this is all about work done and heat transfer by constant pressure process. Now we will take work done by constant temperature process, or we can say that is work done by constant temperature or isothermal process. Friends, our constant pressure process is also called as isobaric process. Friends, constant pressure process also called as isobaric process. Now friends, we will define work done for constant temperature process, or friends, this is also called as isothermal process. Again friends, we will do same. dq is equal to du plus dw. We will apply our first law of thermodynamics for process. Again we will do same friends. dq is equal to cv dt. We have already derived this, and it is equal to p dot dv. Here friends, temperature is constant, so friends, we know that PV is equal to RT. If friends temperature is constant, then PV is equals to also, this is constant friends, then PV is also become constant, then P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 friends. We know this. So friends, what happen here? Here temperature is constant, so dt become 0 friends. dq is equal to p dot dv, and friends here p is equal to c upon, from this equation friends, this is our C upon V into dV. Now friends, this is dq is equal to C upon V into dV, and friends, from here our here change in internal energy is 0. So friends, dq is equal to here dW, or we can say that dq is equal to pdV, which is equal to dW friends. So dq is equal to C upon V dV friends. Now we will integrate it from 1 to 2. So friends, you can write as q1 to 2 is equal to C is constant friends, and it become ln V, and friends, we will apply our limit from here. q1 to 2 is equal to friends C ln V2 minus V1, or we can say that it equals to C ln V2 upon V1. Friends, C is equals to P1, here write as P1 V1 ln V2 upon V1, or friends, we can write it as P1 V1 ln friends, here P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 friends here. So friends, here V2 upon V1 is equals to P1 upon P2. So in case of V2 upon V1, we can write as P1 upon P2 friends. So friends, this is two equation for our transfer of heat of our in case of isothermal process. This two equation I write here friends. Heat transfer in case of our constant temperature process is, we have derived heat friends, P1 V1 ln V2 upon V1, or we can write it as P1 V1 ln P1 upon P2. And friends, we already know that here dq is equal to dW, because there is temperature remain constant, so our whole heat goes to transfer into to do work in case of our constant temperature process, and our internal energy is the function of temperature. So here temperature is constant, so internal energy is no change, so change in internal energy is 0. So friends, here work done and transfer of heat is same friends. So W1 to 2 is also equals to this our Q1 to 2. So friends, this is all about our work done by constant temperature process, which is equal to both work transfer and heat transfer here. Now friends, today's lecture is finished here. Thank you very much.